Hello, uh, I'm James Henry, and this is one of our weekly opportunities to share some thoughts. I always welcome your responses to the thoughts in the appropriate sections on the YouTube or Facebook page, and welcome. You are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift that you already are. This week, I have been pondering, actually, for the last week, I was pondering, and into this week, pondering the idea of self control. It's one of the fruits of the Spirit that we can cultivate in the vineyard of our lives, or the tree, depends on what image works best for you. Self control is the last one listed in Galatians 5:22 and 23, but it's worth starting there, and we're working backwards to love. So, thinking about self-control, I posited a couple of ways that we can begin to look at our lives and bring more self-control. Now, I always like to point out that control, in general, is an illusion. The best we've got is self-control in the moment. What comes at us in the moment is open to us to respond and react. One of the things I suggested as a way to address self-control is to set some goals about self-control in our lives. Perhaps you feel out of control when it's related to food, or out of control as it's related to how much TV you watch, or out of control when you are trying to keep your office neat. I spent 15 unabridged moments this morning cleaning up this office space I'm in, and it's still a little messy. But I just keep bringing books over to my chair, and they keep stacking up. So I finally said, let's sort them out and put them all back on the shelf where they belong. And if I need them again, I know where they are. So if you set goals like that, the truth is the goals are something that you hope to accomplish in the future, which, as you and I both know, does not exist. There is no future. There is only now. So setting a goal may seem pointless until you realize that as you set a goal, you are invited to act now with intention, with the plan, if you will, to reach whatever that goal is. And the only time you have to act on that goal is right now. Coming back to now is one of the most important things you and I will ever do in accomplishing the goals we set. We begin to lay the foundation for that future. I had no idea, for instance, 12 years ago when I began a meditation practice, that I would come to a place where I would be so much less reactive to what comes at me in every given moment. But I knew that I wanted to find a deeper sense of grounding. Didn't know exactly what came with that. So I began small. In short term, I tried a variety of meditation techniques, and ultimately found centering prayer, which is a form of prayer, but is also a meditative technique where we practice releasing the thoughts and feelings that arise in any given moment. And we do so for 20 minutes at a time. Some of you will not do it for that long, and it sounds like way too much. But it's a way to prepare so that when things come at us, our innate reaction to the moment, whatever is triggered in us, is not necessarily the thing that emerges from us in that moment. 12 years of a meditative centering prayer practice actually makes me aware almost all the time when I'm awake in the moment of what's coming up inside of me. And I can, in this moment, choose not to react, choose not to put that thing that's risen up in me out into the world. I can instead respond differently or not respond at all, which is a response. And it's a choice. And so now, as I set goals for my future about greater sense of responsiveness, I do so from a grounding of this moment. I am with you in this moment. I'm trying to be as present as I can be. There are other thoughts that are even rising in the back of my mind as I am speaking this aloud. I can feel those thoughts rising and see them. It's almost like a little screen in the back of my mind. I can see them rising. But my choice is to try in this moment to continue to practice to be present in this moment, which allows for a certain amount of self-control. If I want to stop eating candy every time I randomly walk through the kitchen, I have to begin with that understanding of a goal. And then in the moment I find myself in the kitchen, I remember that intention I've set. And in that moment, I choose to walk through. Does it mean that sometimes I won't grab some candy from the kitchen when I go through? No, I will. I will grab some. I will do that when I am not intentionally present in the moment, which is why we keep coming back to now. Now is the moment you can act on your life. Now is the moment you can begin building a foundation for whatever goals, dreams, things that you imagine happening for you in the future. You can lay that foundation right now by grounding yourself in the moment. I've alluded to this in other talks that I've done, but it just came home to me this morning as I was sitting with my journal and my prayer time that it's nice to tell people to set goals, but it's also really important that I realize that the goal for some future reality can't be accomplished unless I am present in each now, intentionally building the foundation for whatever the goal is down the road. And also being aware now that even laying the foundation doesn't mean I'll get to the goal. If I become so attached to the goal and I don't reach the goal, and then I judge myself based on not reaching the goal, I haven't been particularly helpful. However, setting the goal, working toward the goal in each successive moment gives me the better chance to have a certain amount of self-control in that moment somewhere down the road. As human beings, we're still going to trip, we're going to fall, and we have the opportunity to get back up. Not to beat ourselves up, but to reground ourselves and take the next step forward, because it's a new now. Now, whenever we failed with our goal in the past is in the past. We can dwell on it and let it rob us of the moment we're in, or we can be present in this moment and say, I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball. It just happens. I'm not going to dwell on it, focus on it. I'm going to be present now and practice being present in every moment as best I can. So, you're interested in self-control in some aspect of your life. The best we can be in control of is the way we respond in any given moment to what comes to us. We don't control most of the situation our life is in. Oftentimes it's handed to us, and then we get to respond to that. So, set some goals, but remember to keep yourself grounded now, in this moment, right here, knowing Spirit is present in this moment, and that your intention matters, and that your being present here matters. And this moment is the foundation for whatever lies ahead. so lay it well. That's all I would want to say to you this week. I encourage you to give it a try if you wish. I will be back again at some point, but until then, I wish you all